Hey, I wanted to go through the stretches and the massage work that you need for the lower back and basically back pain, predominantly in the area that joins your bra strap all the way down to your hips. So many of you have been saying how you're finding your back very painful. I'm just having a look at my anatomy book so I can show you the areas that we're going to work on. Now, if you look at the psoas muscle goes from the top, there's the ribs, goes from here and it goes all the way down to your hips. Now, if we're spending a lot of time sitting down, the psoas could contract, and the psoas is attached to the QL. This is a front view of the QL, so it's kind of through your tummy. Okay, so the psoas attaches here at the front of the QL, and the QL is a muscle. I don't know if I've got a back one. No, I haven't got a back one. It allows you to flex sideways, okay, and fairly much rotate as well. And they tend to get very stuck when you are not moving, when you are emotional, stressed, and you're not breathing properly. Okay, because the diaphragm attaches here. Okay, so you've got the diaphragm, the psoas, and the QL. All are kind of bundled together. And the areas that I'm talking about are here. So there's my bra strap. That's my last rib. From here all the way to here, and the center of your spine is where your QL attaches. So it's kind of a really lovely back muscle. And then in the front, from the front, it kind of goes through you. Okay, so a lot of you are complaining that you're having pain here, here, or here. Okay, so it's very likely that that's going to be the psoas. Especially, there is many of you that are probably doing the Joe Wicks training, which is great that you're starting to train and do exercise. But it's very unlikely that you have done any form of exercise for quite a long time, and you've suddenly thrown your body into this massive training regime without actually considering the muscles that you're meant to be using, which is fine, but just be gentle with yourself. You know, if he's doing, sort of a pike, which is this kind of thing, and you don't have a strong core, you're going to be doing that pike with the back muscles, which is going to cause pain. So if you're exercising too much, if you're using the wrong muscles, many of you are very stressed. That also causes tightness and tension here. The fact that you are stressed and you have anxiety means that it's very likely that you're not going to be breathing very well. Which basically means that the muscles are tightening. So we need to open them up and we need to be able to move them a little bit. So before we go through the actual stretches, I want to go through just basic massage technique that you can do to help yourself to release a little bit of the tension that you have there. Okay, there are some aids that you can use. Where's my little ball? Here. You can use a small ball, you can use a prickly ball, you can also use a tennis ball. The way I use these is lying down, but if your back muscles are in spasm, they're going to be too tight for you to be able to handle this. It's going to be too painful. So one of the things that you could do is against a wall, if you grab the ball and you place it just where the rib ends and the spine joins, yeah? And you can be on the wall sitting and just rest into it. You can also move. And because you're standing, you have control of how much pressure you're putting on. Whereas if you're doing it lying down, it can be quite painful because you have gravity holding it. So I tend to do it like that, but because I use this ball a lot, I'm quite used to how much pressure I can put down. If you want to do it lying down, just going to quickly show you. You can grab it, place it behind, and you're going to roll over it. Now, if you are in a lot of pain, lift your bum off the ground so that there is, basically you do a bridge and you very gently lower onto it. Now, I don't have any pain. If you are having an extraordinary amount of pain, then just stay up here until it releases a little bit, and then try and aim to lower it completely. Now, with trigger point therapy, it's really important that you don't put your body under so much pain that you basically tighten up again. Okay, so the pain line that I usually work with is, think of 0 to 10, 10 being really uncomfortable. I don't mean giving birth. I mean very uncomfortable, that basically you're butt clenching or you're holding your breath. If you are there, that's way too much. Okay, so try and aim for 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6 means that you can bear the pain and breathe through it. So when you place your body over it and you're finding that trigger point that's very, very painful, you're going to be in a 4, 5, maybe a 6, and then you're going to hold it in that position until it changes. Once it changes, the change doesn't necessarily mean that it goes. It just means that basically it could go up, it could go down. It could become from a burning sensation to a dull sensation. It could totally disappear. Any change, however small the change is a change. So it means that you move on to a different area. So if I were to be teaching this in class and I would have a room full of ladies, and I would be checking where your pain scale is and whether it's changed. So let's say we're putting it here. I start off, I'm not putting it in my spine, okay? I'm putting it laterally to my spine. And I'm basically going to relax into it. The more you breathe, the more you can relax into it. And now I'm like, oh, that actually feels really amazing. Okay. And now that amazing feeling of kind of pain, but nice pain, has gone. So then I move on. So either I can move it further laterally, so towards the side of my body, or I can move my body upwards and slide the ball down. Okay? Now, I've just slid it down. There's no pain, there's no discomfort there. So I'm going to continue sliding down. And suddenly I found, okay, that feels a little bit tighter. That's kind of where my QL is really, really tight, and the thoracolumbar fascia. So while I lie here and let my back release, I will show you. I don't know if this thing has it actually. Do you have it? Oh, see, now that's released. So now I'm going to continue all the way down to where the spine joins the sacrum. The sacrum is that kind of triangular bone. I'm trying to do a triangle. That triangle bone that is in your pelvis. So you have a triangle and then you have the pelvis. That triangle has the spine. It kind of joins it. So it kind of creates a little 90-degree angle. That's where I've got the ball, and it feels amazing. Okay, so if you can do that and you do it on both sides, it will release slowly. If you need a little bit more, or you wish to have a little bit more, a great thing to do is you basically move your legs. So we start off again. I'm going to do the other side now. So I do the other side. I'm here. I relax down. There's no tension. I'm all right. And I'm going to release my leg down and let my body sink into it. And then maybe I'll bring it back up, which basically, because the psoas is attached to the QL, and the psoas is the muscle that allows me to move my leg up and down, I'm basically moving those muscles like this as I move my leg up and down. Okay? And remember that fascia is the thing that is between the muscles, okay? It's this gloopy substance, this kind of sticky gloopy substance that allows your muscles to slide. And when things are really, really tight, that gloopy structure basically becomes stuck. And it doesn't allow things to slide. And therefore it becomes painful, because what happens is that all your nerve endings finish in that gloopy substance, okay, the fascia. There are various different forms of fascia before anyone starts telling me off. There is fascia, strong fascia, like the thoracolumbar fascia, which is on your back. But I'm talking about the fascia that is between your muscles, between your organs, between your bones, okay? And basically all your nerves, the kind of long nerves, not the big main ones, the kind of root. If you think of a root, all the long fingers of the root end in the fascia. And if you have adhesions, which is basically when they get stuck, it causes discomfort in the nerve endings. So it's like, sort of when people say they have sciaticas, usually because there's an impingement in the nerve, but it's one specific nerve. Whereas if you have lower back pain because you are really stressed or tight, it will cause all the little nerves to tighten. So we need to kind of open them and let oxygen and circulation to move into the area. The prickly ball is fantastic. The tennis ball, again, is brilliant. Any type of ball, but it needs to have some give. If it doesn't have give, it's going to be too painful and too hard. So I hope that helps. I'm going to do another video showing you manually how you can massage yourself. But that's just a very simple and lovely way to use a massage ball to release the lower back. Okay, thanks guys.